So today we're going to be talking about a build that I've been putting together for the last couple of weeks since the Striker update, and honestly I have had so much fun with this build. If you are bored with your straight up DPS full red builds to get yourself through all your heroic control points, your missions, your evaded missions, and even the raid to a certain extent, then this is the build for you. It's the perfect balance between weapon damage and skill. You're going to be running 6 skill tiers with no drop off to your weapon damage than you would do if you were to just run a straight up red build, and honestly it is so much fun and has revitalized my experience playing this game, because now I'm introducing skills rather than just relying on straight up DPS, and I'm having so much fun with it, and I hope you guys will too. So as you can see from the footage in the background, I'll leave it running for a little bit and I'll also have some content at the end of the build as well, but I am dropping obviously heroic gold enemies for fun, and if you didn't know, you would not think this is a skill build. And you know what, there is a lot of multiplicative damage involved in the skill, but it is not hard to max them out. You're looking at 3 different types of stacks that you can build as you play, and as long as you are obviously aggressive enough where you're shooting enemies constantly, you're going to be keeping these stacks fully. And as I say, if you're bored of just running around shooting things and not actually, you know, implementing your skills and build diversity, then you're going to really enjoy this one. And if you do like today's video, hit that subscribe button for more Division 2 content. And with that being said, let's get into it. So first off, you're obviously thinking, because I've built into skill, there's going to be a drop off on obviously the weapon damage, and then there isn't, if I'm being honest. If you take a quick look at this, so I'm running the Technician, which gives you +1 skill tier. I'm running the Card Pistol, which gives you 1+ skill tier, and as you can see, there's 3 pieces of the Striker with 1 skill tier, and that equals obviously to the 6 that you need for this build. Now the gun is obviously crucial, and I'm running the Capacitor. It's got max assault rifle damage, it's got max armor, and I need 1 more roll to have a max health damage as well. But the talent capacitance, so shooting enemies builds stacks to a cap of 40. Each stack grants 1.5% skill damage. After 5 seconds, stacks decay 1 per second. So as long as you're keeping your stacks up, which you will be if you're playing heroic or higher, you're going to be keeping the 40 stacks topped up, because even reloading doesn't take 5 seconds, so you're going to be getting an extra 60% skill damage. And also, as you can see, for each skill tier you gain 7.5% weapon damage. Now when you take into consideration that there's only 3 pieces of gear that you lose in weapon damage, so that's 15% per piece, that's 45% weapon damage that you're obviously missing. But with the Capacitor giving you 7.5% weapon damage for every skill tier, 7.5 times the 6 skill tiers is 45% weapon damage, so you're actually breaking even for obviously getting a full skill tier build on the weapon damage. So I say you're not dropping off any weapon damage whatsoever. I understand if you didn't want to play a skill build, you would have 45% extra weapon damage, but the whole point is, you know, you're getting bored of just running and gunning with a full red build and you want to add a bit of diversity to your game. And as I say, this build is so much fun. Anyway, let's get into the actual build itself now that I've explained that. And the first piece is a Fenris Mask, obviously with us using an assault rifle in the Capacitor. The Fenris Mask gives you the 10% assault rifle damage. As you can see, I've got max weapon damage, max crit chance, max crit damage, and a near enough max crit damage mod. The first piece of Striker gear comes with 1 skill tier, critical hit chance, and a critical hit damage mod of 11.2. And because we're running obviously a 4-piece, we're going to hit gear set bonuses, so we get the 15% weapon handling for 2 pieces, the 15% fire rate, which is obviously awesome for a Striker build for a 3-piece, and the 4-piece Striker's Gamble weapon hit amplified total weapon damage by 0.5%, stacking up to 50 times. 2 stacks are lost with each second, but the beauty about running the chest piece is it has a talent press the advantage, so it increases the max stacks for Striker's Gamble from 50 to 100. So That means instead of getting 25% weapon damage once you hit the full stacks, you actually get 50% weapon damage. And that is why the secondary is so crucial. So I'm running an ACS at 12. And to be honest, the attributes and talents don't really matter with this gun, but obviously I've got quite a good one with shotgun damage, damage to armor, and damage to target out to cover with fast hands. Obviously just give me that bit of reload speed. In fact, I'd probably say fast hands was the best talent to go with, because you're not using the shotgun for its damage output, you're doing it for the stacks. So 2 rounds of this shotgun into any one enemy is going to give you the full striker benefits and give you that 50% weapon damage. Anyway, moving on to the second piece of striker, I'm going with the holster, and I've gone for 1 skill tier and 6% critical hit chance. The third piece is the knee pads, and I've gone with the 15% weapon damage and 6% crit hit chance here, because obviously with me using technician and the card pistol, that meant I could have more weapon damage on one piece. I only needed obviously these 3 pieces here to have the skill tiers, and that moves us nicely onto the gloves. The gloves come with a skill tier and a maxed crit hit damage attribute. And finally, no striker build is completed without the memento backpack. This thing is awesome for any PvE activity. In fact, to go as far as saying it's in slot for most situations. But as you can see, mine's got max weapon damage, max armor, a skill tier, and a critical hit damage mod, just missing 0.6 of obviously the percentage for that. But the kill confirm talent, enemies you kill drop a trophy on death collecting trophies, providing both a short and long term buff. The first of which scales with a number of core attributes equipped and lasts 10 seconds. So obviously every time you pick up a buff for 10 seconds, you're going to get 5% weapon damage, 10% bonus armor, and 5% skill efficiency. But also, for every trophy collected, you gain an extra 1% weapon damage, 1% skill efficiency, and 0.1% armor regeneration for 300 seconds. Maximum stacks 30. Now, this talent on its own is an absolute game changer. So you can have a maximum of 30 stacks. You get the bonuses for 300 seconds, but as long as you kill somebody within those 300 seconds and obviously collect the trophy, this particular buff never runs out. And that buff with the 30 stacks is 30% weapon damage, 30% skill efficiency, so your damage, your haste, and every attribute that is obviously skill based, and 3% armor regeneration, because that comes in handy, especially if you're doing harder missions and you've got no armor plate, so it does come in handy. Now, looking into the stacks, as you can see, they are quite impressive, even without all the multiplicative damage that we're going to talk about again in a second. It's got 100,000 weapon damage for obviously the capacitor. It runs with 44% critical hit chance, 132.5% critical hit damage, and if you actually max out the mods, obviously I haven't got any maxed out ones, but you will get another 2.5%, so that actually takes it to 135% critical hit damage. You've got 55% headshot damage and 12% armor damage. Now, when the capacitor has all its stacks, when the memento backpack has all its stacks, and the striker has all its stacks, you are actually looking at another 125% weapon damage. And with the 45% weapon damage from the capacitor, the 50% weapon damage from strikers at full stacks, and the 30% weapon damage from obviously the memento backpack, you're going to be hitting like a truck, and you're going to have 6 skill tiers to go with it. And what makes this build even more impressive is the skills that I'm actually using. So you obviously haven't got any particular skill bonuses. So for instance, you haven't got status effect, you haven't got skill haste, and I kept it simple and I just ran an assault turret and an assault drone just for the raw damage that those two output. And to be fair, they work so well in any type of heroic or legendary mission that I've ran with friends. And the reason being is because they take a lot of the aggro thrown at you from the obviously from the enemies. As you can see, the turret has got 120% damage bonus and 420% health bonus. This thing alone in the right position just keeps enemies at bay. They stop pushing you, they're not shooting at you, they're more interested in the turret. And to be honest, it's the same with the drone as well. So as you can see, the drone's got the same stats. You know, it's got 120% extra striker damage and it's got 420% health bonus, and them paired together with you at full stacks, it's going to be outputting per bullet around 800,000 damage. And now I know that's hard to kind of get your head around, but I'm going to show you in a minute what I mean, because obviously the drone, the turret, they shoot a lot faster than you do, and then your turret and drone are going to be hitting 100. So we're going to go and check that out now so you can see what I mean by that. Okay, so I'm going to show you a bit of the damage in action, obviously with the capacitor and the striker stacks, but not with the memento because we can't do that in here, but I will do the maths for you at the end. So let me just get the striker stacks up firstly with obviously the capacitor. Body shots, as you can see there, you know, start off, well, obviously I've got a bit of stacks, but they start off around 300k per bullet. And you know, it gets to a point where I think it's just over 500,000. Yes, you can see 501,000 for a body shot with full striker stacks. And let's see what that is on a head as well. So you see it's 620,000 with the full striker buffs. So now that we've got our striker buffs up, because of the drone and turret do count towards striking, you can see I'm hitting for 95,500 per bullet. So I'll just add a few body shots in there as well so you can see. So you're looking at about, let me keep it on that one, you're looking at about with the 95 and they're just over 500k, 507,000 there you see with the bullet. You know, you're looking at over 600,000 with just the striker and the capacitor to the body and to the head. Oh, the numbers have stopped. Maybe it's something to do with that targeting as well. 637,000. You're looking at about 730,000 DPS with the capacitor and the turret alone. So now let's do the drone. So that's doing about 60k of damage per bullet. So if I keep that those stacks up for it in the body, it will hit it at some point. So 61,000. So then if you add the 61,000 onto the maths that I've done before, which was 500,000 for a body shot with this, 100 for, well, 96,000 with the drone, and 61 with this, you know, you're looking about another 155,000 on top. So you're looking at about, you know, 755,000 damage to the body and to the heads. Actually, that's tanking out at 637,000 to the head. Add roughly 150,000. You're looking at about 800,000 damage if you target your skills and yourself with striker alone. You know, you're putting out about 800k a bullet. And now hopefully be able to show you in the gameplay after this obviously breakdown, but if you add the 30% weapon damage that you get from the memento backpack as well, that's about another 240,000 damage on all sources. So you're looking at over 1 million damage collectively with every bullet, obviously, that your skills and the capacitor put out. Now for me, that alone for a DPS build is ridiculous, but the fact that you can do that with a skill build while sitting in cover and obviously, you know, not having to take the full pressure obviously of the enemies because your skills are doing half the work for you, it's impressive. It's so much fun. All you need to do is make sure you target the same enemy that you're planning on shooting with LB and RB, so your skills are obviously working on the same enemy. And as you can see in the footage before, and you'll see in the footage after, I'm dropping gold heroics in half a clip in some cases. Obviously when you hit those weak points as well, they're going down even quicker. But yeah, you're getting over 1 million DPS with a skill build. That is crazy numbers. Honestly, I've had so much fun with this build at the moment. It's ridiculous. I'm just getting fed up of obviously running around with a full red build or a full, you know, tank build and not putting out enough damage. And yeah, getting to use my skills has made me love this game again. I actually think when I'm playing the game, you know, it's quite a technical build to play with, and it just gives me that perfect balance between DPS and skills. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this build. Let me know in the comments down below if you've been looking for something like this. I know I have, and I know everyone that I play the game with have been dying for me to make this video. But if you did enjoy today's video and you are going to try this obviously out for yourself, please hit that like button. That way I know that you're going to be trying this out and you enjoyed obviously this content. And of course, if you are looking for more build videos and more Division 2 content, hit that subscribe button, and until next time, Agents out.